In January, I've wrote about why retail is suffering on my blog. I'm running a small blog, and once in a while I do write about user experience and technology and commerce in society and the behavior that spawns within. I wrote that because I was, after the holidays, I was struck by a few articles on how is Amazon basically changing the rules of the game with a new store called Amazon Go, where clients of Amazon with a ready register and a credit card go into this store, which is basically without any cashier, without any clerk. They go, they pick up their item, which can they put in the basket, and then basically walk out of the store, and they'll be billed automatically as if they were purchasing anything on the Amazon website. Now, many articles that I've seen spawn across platforms like LinkedIn or TechCrunch or the Wall Street and then other important websites, and they were speaking of how commerce is behaving now in 2017 and how it will behave in the next probably 15 probably years or 20 or so. Now, what we can see in the next decade is a major shift in how the behavior of the customers and the customer base will react towards the online trend. So what do we have now is that Amazon has been setting the milestone for online purchase, and it kind of also risking with their opening of their physical stores, where you can actually go and buy books out of structure. So I don't know, probably in this case, Amazon went full circle. Now, the major issue that I wanted to tackle and speak of was what is Amazon doing to the other shape of commerce, the other form of commerce, and how they're reacting. Now, we've talked in the past about how the shopping centers, how the malls are slowly disappearing because they're taken out of the picture by a new disrupting agent that online retailer, again like Amazon, have been placing out in the past 20 years, but also at the ability for this global market to supply the demand indirectly. So it's not about people driving to the store, but it's basically going to different alternative stores, smaller store, niche store that the shopping center are not providing anymore. If before we were not happy that the small store wasn't selling all the goods that we were hoping for, now it's happening the same in shopping centers. And the few things that I would like to focus on in this episode are the problematic that are affecting the retail. So yes, why is suffering? Why retail suffering, and why? And what do we have as a main reason? First of all, is the price convenience. Because retailers nowadays, they've been selling cheaply manufactured products that have become too expensive for the common household. Whether before there was the convenience of the cheap plastic product from China that would cost $5. Now we have the same product being sold at places like Target, Walmart, or any other retail stores, and it has increased prices. So first things that came up in my mind when I was writing my blog was the $20 hand towel. I went not too long ago before the holidays to shop for a towel to replace my old one in the bathroom, and I started seeing that the average price for a hand towel in a medium fashion size was at least $20 in a decent quality, and you could have gone up, of course. The towel wasn't made in Canada or the United States, but it was made in Bangladesh. So whether it's made in Bangladesh, India, China, it still carries the value of what's going on into the price and production difference. Or another thing that was a bit shock was like a $9 plastic spatula that was not so much different except for a few features like color and the grip from the one that you can buy for less than $2 at the dollar store. including taxes. So it seems that the age of convenience is no longer existing, because the Asian labor that it costs is increased in the last 15 years in places like China, because due to higher demand in wage. So it's not like the 90s anymore, or the early 2000s, where companies from the West will go to Eastern country in Asia and say, we want this at the cheapest price because we're going to sell it in North America and Europe at the cheapest price. The other issue that is worrisome for the retail is the product availability. So I'm sure that at least once in a lifetime happened to you. So you see a product advertised and you think, I want that. Whether it's a pair of sneakers, whether it's could be a book, or whether it could be anything else. So you go and find out that you go to the first store and they don't have it, because goods are not always hitting the shelves, and we all know the customers don't like that. So when business do advertise for a product, especially a new one, that it's hot, it's fresh, it's out there, TV, internet, radio, billboards are being out for weeks, and we do want the ability to have this thing in our hands as soon as possible. And the issue is that how many times it happened to you that you went out and searched 3 stores in a row and you found out they don't carry it, and customers don't want to travel across the country to find it. It's a waste of time and also transportation, because of the time that you go around taking half a day off for the weekend to go look for the new shoes that you've seen on TV or on the paper. And customers also do grow disappointed and dissatisfied, because the other issue is that we have seen plenty of clothing retailers with their approach and preferring larger selection for women, and whatever remain for men is a little niche market. So there you go. The product availability, for example, for the men industry, it's shrunk, and it's a loss of capital for many retailers, and this is why it's been rocking a bit left and right. And that's why also the retailer is losing opportunity to open to new markets, to new customers. The third factor that I always thought was one of the most important is the employment. If you see that the hierarchy for retail it shows itself is pretty shallow. You have the store manager in one of the retail point, which is followed by the floor manager, and the rest is a huge line of part-time employees who are paid minimum wage or just a little above that. The retailers adopt the strategy of hiring a multitude of workers through a short shift rotation system, which allows the employee to employ more people, keeping up the same budget, but it creates a large foundation of unsatisfied and low-paid employees in the end. So you have people who work there who are constantly on part-time contract, 20 hours average a week, with no health benefit, no career opportunities. But the company is looking good on the paper because hiring many people. But the rotation allows for having pretty much a steady budget, and yet have the workforce to work either the weekend, in high season, and low season. And consider also this: the average hourly pay that North America sees. In the United States, there are some states that allow $7 to $8 to a minimum wage, which is a shame. To Canada and other states where we have $9 to $11 on a shift that has 20 to 25 hours a week. And for many sales associates, there are also, again, no health benefit. So how are workers that work in this environment, this retail chain, how are they supposed to make a living with that salary? And also comes immediately out of that the issue of the career. When you have a retail store that tend to hire young workers because they're easy to control, to train, they're a low, cheap investment, especially if they are students, and fit perfectly in the category of part-time employment, because they also are, these kids are out there working to pay tuition, or they just to rack up some money for the weekend. So the employer and the employee know that it's a position that it's only temporary. So from both sides, expectations are quite minimal. But making a career out of this sector is very difficult. because of the limited position the retail stores offer, unless it's a different path, for example, going through the corporate office. Nonetheless, we consider that the part-time worker can only access a manager position once he or she can dedicate full time to the employer. So if the kid who is taking his part-time position, this retail store, suddenly says, okay, I can dedicate my full time to this, then there's a chance, maybe even small, slim chance, that he could come and have a bit of an opportunity and a career in the store. But who is hiring for such a position nowadays? You also find a situation where part-timers are ostracized from climbing the ladders, despite their qualifications and passions, and you see the store manager who see candidates as a threat to his or her position, because you have suddenly the kid or the high energy employee who is very qualified and goes full time, and then he wants to be more than just a part time or a low wage full time. And personally, also it happens to me. I've seen also other friends of mine that were in the same position. The more you try to work, the more you try to show your potential, the more you are ostracized, because the people above you, the store manager, the floor manager, or your direct supervisor, sees that you're a viable replacement for them. So rather than them being up to date with their skills and with abilities, they just burn bridges around you. And it is counterproductive, because it shows that the management has little care or little leadership towards the employees. And such managers have always been in that spot for years. So you see that these managers that have been there, they've done their job, and they haven't been exposed to all the experience, nor they probably have moved along the ladder. So in time, they will also start feeling themselves as possible target for replacement by other employees or the people who are trying to go up in ranks. Then the other issue is the goods types and quality. So what we see on the shelves. Customers aren't so stupid as companies tend to believe. This is one of the things that it always baffled me. We have materials consistency and quality that have significantly dropped, while prices have gone up, in many cases drastically. And many customers, even though they don't go up and protest, they do know that they're paying for a higher price for low quality. And this trend seems to be focused on the clothing sector, in my opinion, where we got brand names drop their quality while making sure the price tag went the other way. It's become a bit of a disappointment, because many customers felt that brand loyalty cheated as their goods and production shifted from being local to China. And even before, it used to be an Asian production but with a bit of extra quality. Now it has shifted to a higher volume, low quality, first for the Asian market and later for the other countries, because China and the other Asian countries that they've been developing, they're not second to first world country anymore. They found in the last 10-15 years a wide market. So we have over 1.2 billion people in China or so on, and suddenly they have the billions to invest in the market. So this is why they've shifted quantity versus quality. A direct example that I've seen it was how the retail stores are still selling you the brand at higher prices. One of the things that happened to me, I bought 4 pairs of Levi's, the 501, the classic and very cozy. And in less than 2 years, I've gone through these 4 pairs. They always break down in the same spots. The stitching are poor quality. Even when you wash them, they don't hold up like the den we're supposed to. In essence, the den is supposed to be a very tough garment. It's supposed to be something that you can use it. You can wash once a month, once in 2 months, because it's supposed to be a tough fabric, but it's not to be like that. Also, another brand that I'm really fond of is the New Balance. I love New Balance, and I love the way how they feel. They're so comfortable. They just are soothing for my feet, and especially the 574 model, which is very stylish, very comfortable. I have been in 5 years at least four pairs of different ones, and they all have the same problem. Their sole is too soft, the thread is very fragile, it doesn't have a proper pattern, and if you do walk, it wears off in less than a year. So in less than a year, probably 8 to 10 months, the half of the sole is sleek, and it is dangerous. Retail chains will continue to close, will continue to struggle unless they start to condensing and focus into smaller groups or physical stores in strategic places, in a landscape where they can serve the maximum amount of people with a good service or at good prices. Corporate cannot go back in time and expand the much without building a solid foundation by investing in their staff. If you don't invest in their staff, and if you are an employee and you don't pay adequately, you don't treat and give adequate opportunities to employee, you cannot expect your business to flourish. You cannot expect to sell high valuable merchandise or low cheap merchandise if you don't have a qualified and motivated and positive staff, because they don't feel gratified, they don't feel paid enough, they don't feel they're worth enough if you continue to pay them $9 an hour. So if you start a company who start paying a little bit more, like for example Costco or IKEA, they have the returns. Customers are well satisfied with the service they're getting at IKEA's and Costco, and these are positions that pay $13 to $15 on an average for an entry position, and as you move up to the ladder, you go up to well over $20 and benefits. So this is a strategy that will surely help. I'm positive this will surely help retailers to go through this crisis. Also because big name like JCPenney have been continually closing the past 2 or 3 years, because what happened is that they expanded so much and now they are contracting. They cannot serve. They probably overdid their territory. They probably opened way too much, and as long as they had the budget to keep them afloat, it was good. But eventually, when the budget shrank down because of the sales, because of online services like Amazon or other places, the very first beat struck down very hard for this retail. It will probably take 3 to 5 years before retailers can fully stop their bleeding, their cash bleed, or their closing. But starting from the basic, but focusing on customers, employees, and product is never a bad decision. Stores can only profit from that.